Trust Fund Bill promised to support the scheme. Traders at Ikonobo Market protest resurgence of the 8 miles old market, says it is illegal. Plus, National Homegrown School Feeding Program of the federal government trains 36 food vendors in the state. Details shortly. Good evening and welcome to Nta Calabar News at 7. I am Ode Alenyo, and now the news in detail. The recent achievement in facilitation of the quick passage of the National Youth Service Corps Trust Fund Bill by the Federal House of Representatives has been applauded by the Cross River State government, while pledging its commitment to continuously assist the scheme to operate smoothly in the state. Governor Benayade gave the commendation at the passing out ceremony of the 2021 Batch A Stream 2 Corps members in Calabar, charged them to use the entrepreneurial skill gained to establish viable business ventures and become employers of level. Udwak Etum has details. "937 corps members for the 2021 Batch A Stream 2 who served in Cross River State successfully completed the national assignment. 6 of them received commendation, while the overall best, Joshua Oyedele, was presented with an award by the Cross River State government for his outstanding performance during the service year.
I train over 3,000 youths in the community. Also, other members of the community also benefited. I also created a portrait of the President, the Minister of Youth and Sport, and the Director General of NYSC nationwide. I also created a portrait of the Governor.
I've been able to learn certain things. I'm venturing into the tech world, and I believe that it's an opportunity to actually create content to help people, to encourage people. So that's my own contribution.
This time is a good time for me to train myself, prepare for what is to come. So yeah, NYSC afforded me that opportunity, and I believe that leaving this place, passing out today, collecting that certificate is just the beginning of the great thing that is going to start to happen in my life.
While congratulating the deserving corps members, Governor Ben Ayade, who was represented, noted that Cross River State is in support of NYSC Trust Fund Bill, as it is an indication that there is a collective will to preserve the scheme.
They shouldn't look at emphasis on the white-collar jobs. They should use the post-camp training as a vehicle to drive their process. So they should acquire skill, either in fashion design, in shoemaking, in a lot of skills that I've acquired, ICT, etc., and use it to have a source of income.
The ideals of NYSC embedded in them during the service year, they should be as ambassadors of the scheme, propagate our ideals even after service to the host or wherever they find themselves after service year.
The NYSC says 23 corps members absconded are to repeat the service year. In Calabar, Udwak Etam, NTA News.
Traders at Ikonobo Market in Calabar Municipality are protesting the resurgence of the old 8 miles market after they were forcibly evicted from the premises in 2006. The traders under the umbrella of Ikonomin Traders Welfare Association described activities at the 8 miles market as illegal, calling on the Calabar Municipal Council authorities to either shut down the market or allow them to return to the old market where sales are more favorable. Justina, complete the story.
The traders, in their numbers, stormed the Calabar Municipal Council, displaying placards with different inscriptions to air their grievances. Chairman of the Ikonomin Traders Welfare Association, Akanukun, alleges that some privileged traders have been allotted spaces at the 8 miles markets by the same council authorities who banned others from selling their wares at the market.
They come here because of government disappointed us. They move us to a new site for Ikonobo Road. They give us place. And local government build a shop and open shed for us. And sell for us, one shop is 1.something million. But now, the same local government chairman, prove market again for highway. The same person that place, then come on us for that place. Now, that inside government market, they empty. Now, my people no go pay government ticket again. for chairman come dress us.
Some of the market women lament that the development has hindered patronage at the Ikotenelbong market, which has been deserted, with majority of the shops and stalls now empty. As such, the aim of establishing the market has been defeated.
This Ikotenelbong market, there is shop, so we prefer to stay here than that roadside. And if you look at it, there is a highway. Something, many accidents are happening there. But this place is okay with us.
We don't see any customer again, and we cannot say when we carry something give, we don't see any customer. Why? Because of people scatter the market.
I want to tell government that they should allow women to come to this side. If you look around all these shops, we have a very conducive environment. If you enter, you will see. But women don't want to stay. They want to stay outside there.
Market was very, very nice for selling. People used to come from many places, but now the market has turned to something else.
The traders were, however, denied entry to the Calabar Municipal Council, where they demanded to see the chairman, Nta, who the security personnel say was not in the office. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
To sustain the school feeding program, the federal government has trained 36 cooks for the National Homegrown School Feeding Program in Calabar. Erika Evie reports that the training, which is aimed at eradicating malnutrition among school-aged children, drew 36 participants from the 18 local government area of the state. The report.
The one-day training program for food vendors and cooks under the National Homegrown School Feeding Program is to ensure quality service delivery in line with health best practices. The team leader from the National Homegrown Program, Abuja, Mr. Sunday Oko, advised participants on proper documentation, hygiene, and menu standardization.
We have a process in hand. We have an MIE, monitor and evaluation. They supervise them, they come around. And the head teachers in schools also supervise the cooks with the food they bring to feed the children.
They should take it as something very serious, not necessarily because they are cooks on this program, but because they also want to imbibe this going forward for even themselves.
Allow your children to key into this program. If food is being served to them, allow them to participate, allow them to eat. Nothing will happen. We can guarantee that.
Some participants at the training expressed gratitude to the federal government for knowledge gain and opportunity to boost their earning.
I have learned a lot today. There are a lot of things I never knew before.
Since we resume back, the number of people's return, because once you see the food, they are just happy.
What I have seen in this program is if it is stopped, we won't have the population in school.
The school feeding program, which was established in 2016, is expected to feed 285,866 pupils in Cross River states. In Calabar, Erika Evie, NTA News.
To ensure that school food vendors in Ebonyi State are in terms with the federal government's objectives for the National Homegrown School Feeding Program, food vendors drawn from 18 council areas are receiving training on the best approach to prepare delicacies for school children in the state. Anayo Okoro was at the training and now reports.
The participants of the training are expected to take the knowledge to their respective council areas and train those who were not privileged to attend the training in the language they can easily understand on the best way to prepare food for the school children with strict observance of necessary hygiene. Some of them bathe their minds.
Like some of those who doesn't know how to cook very well or combine those fruits they ask to combine, at least when we go there, we'll talk to them very well. And those who doesn't know how to cover their hair tie or apron, we'll talk to them.
It will really help because some of those women, most of them don't speak English. At least we'll hear them, we'll get this training, go back to the grassroots, talk to them in the language they will understand.
The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, who was represented, emphasized that the training is part of government's efforts to ensure that the desired objectives are achieved.
And in an effort to ensure that these children not just only come to school to feed, that they also come to school to take that nutrition food that is expected. And that is why today government there that those preparing this food for our children, we should equip them and give them the necessary tools, give these children the food that the government has conceived in mind to be offered to them.
Governor David Umahi was represented while explaining that the state government will continue to do its part, appeal to the federal government to increase the amount per child to enable the food vendors to cook quality food for the school children.
Pleading with the Honorable Minister that we have 1,275 schools in Ebonyi State, and only 525 schools are enjoying this homegrown school feeding. We plead that the Honorable Minister should always also approve the remaining 727 schools so that the whole pupils from primary 1 to 3 in Ebonyi State will enjoy the benefit of this democracy we are in.
In Abakaliki, Kana Yokoro, NTA News.
You are watching news reaching you live from the studio of Nta Calabar. You can watch this newscast on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Nta Calabar. We'll go on a short break. We'll be back shortly. Don't go away. Welcome back. The federal government is carrying out major reform in the livestock subsector of the economy. The aim is to identify and address challenges affecting the growth of the sector. Musa Aliyu reports.
Nigeria's livestock subsector remains a major component of agriculture, playing a significant role in the overall economy. The sector accounts for about 2 to 5% of the national income and 10% of agricultural gross domestic products, GDP. In spite of this potential, it is estimated that the per capita consumption of animal protein in the country remains among the lowest globally. An average Nigerian consumes 8 liters of milk, 9 kilograms of meat, and 3.5 kilograms or 55 eggs per year.
Conflicts were escalated actually from December.
However, the reform being carried out by the Federal Ministry of Agriculture is aimed at providing an enabling environment that would make breeding of animals easier and cheaper with highest output.
The government is collaborating with a wide range of national and international stakeholders to speed up transformation in the livestock sector and meet contemporary aspirations for increased productivity and resilience.
This summit, therefore, organized by the Agriculture Correspondents Association of Nigeria, is to x-ray the potential of the livestock sector vis-à-vis the reforms of the Federal Ministry of Agriculture. John Oba, chairman of the association, hopes that the summit will afford key players in the Nigerian livestock industry the opportunity to showcase the business in livestock rearing to the global community.
That this summit will afford us, particularly players in the Nigerian livestock industry, the opportunity to showcase our businesses to the global community with a view to attracting investors and also highlighting modern and global best practices in the livestock management for maximum returns.
President Muhammadu Buhari has recently assented to a bill that repealed the Animal Disease Control Act, which is part of the reform in the livestock subsector. Musa Aliyu, NTA News.
The Federation Account Allocation Committee has shared a total sum of 725.571 billion naira March 2022 Federation Account Revenue to the federal government, state and local government councils. The Director of Information, Press and Public Relations, Office of the Accountant General, Henshaw Oguwike, in a statement affirmed that this was contained in a communique issued at the end of the virtual meeting of the Federation Account Allocation Committee for April 2022. The 725.571 billion naira total distributable revenue comprised distributable statutory revenue of 521.169 billion naira value-added tax revenue of 204.402 billion naira. The Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has convicted and sentenced two former top shots of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Mohammed Adamu and Eunice Okoro Odukoma, to 5 years imprisonment each for forging income tax clearance certificate for unsuspected taxpayer. The convicts were jailed 5 years without option of fine for forging an income tax clearance certificate with serial number 05027875 and file number ABJ 07380. A partly sum of 120,000 naira was collected by the convict to forge the certificate signature of one MD, Nam Mia, a tax controller with FIRS, and presented same as genuine to one Vincent Onogase for 2004, 2005, and 2006 tax period. Justice Inyangekwo, in a judgment on the 5-count criminal charges brought against the convicts by the federal government, found them guilty on all the counts and sentenced them to 1 year in each of the counts without option of fine. However, due to passionate plea from their lawyers, Justice Ekwo ordered that the sentence should run concurrently. With the holding of the court, the first convict, Mohammed Adamu, a dismissed staff of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, will spend 1 year behind the bar beginning from April 27, 2022, while the second convict, Eunice Okoro Udukoma, a housewife and mother of 3, will spend 1 year in prison without option of fine, but beginning from April 13, 2010, when she was arrested and made to spend over 2.5 years in detention. Bayelsa State Governor Senator Doye Diri has directed the police in the state to fish out killers of a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, Sunday Frank Oputu. Frank Oputu was assassinated by yet to be identified gunmen on Tuesday night at his Yenegua residence. Governor Diri, who condemned the killing during the 73rd State Executive Council meeting in Government House Yenegua, described the incident as most unfortunate and unacceptable. A statement by his Chief Press Secretary Daniel Alaba, the governor called on politicians to play politics devoid of violence. He assured that those behind the dastardly act will be unmasked and made to face the full wrath of the law. He expressed his condolences and that of the government of Bayelsa State to the immediate family of the deceased. The governor also denounced the burning of houses of a serving House of Representative member and that of his brother in Agoro community in Ekeramo local government area, describing it as uncalled for. He also assured that the perpetrators will be brought to book to serve as deterrents to others. He said, as an immediate measure to maintain security, the leadership of the communities has been sacked until further notice. And finally, a recap of the top stories. Cross River State government has applauded the quick passage of the NYSC Trust Fund Bill by National Assembly and assured of its commitment to support the scheme to operate smoothly in the state. Traders under the umbrella of Ikore Nobong Traders Welfare Association describe activities at the 8 Miles Food Market as illegal and call on authorities concerned to either shut down or re-establish the market. It was also in the news that the National Homegrown School Feeding Program of the federal government has trained 36 food vendors in the state to enhance their capacity. That is the size of our package tonight from May 8th.